Hello, everyone. Somehow my left shoelace comes up tight, and I can tell because now my mom actually pointed this out. I didn't know until she mentioned it. Pretty cool stars. You can't really see them that well though. I actually walk like I cross my feet. I basically walk as if I'm walking on a tightrope. I kind of cross my feet over rather than keeping them. If I try to keep my feet apart intentionally, it feels so weird. So I actually cross my legs. I don't know why I've done it. It's the equivalent of like when you do it to walk here, but just always. And that means when my shoelace is hanging out to the right, I can notice that because it brushes up against my right foot. So I typically try to, it's hard to do with one hand, tuck it under, and no matter how much I tuck it, wrap it around, tuck it, tie it, that crap will find a way to come out, and it is like magic. But whatever. Temporary solution is better than no solution. What's that? If something is temporary but infinitely repeatable, is it technically temporary or is it permanent? I believe by definition, because they're temporary, because the part in which you do is temporary, you have to make it permanent. Because it's like you did it and then you stopped applying that solution, it would go away, which is indeed not permanent. Unless you consider the act of repeating it the solution. Like, let's say tucking my shoelace under is a temporary solution, it'll come undone, I'll have to do it again. Tucking under is temporary. But say I got someone to do that for me every time. The moment it came untucked, tucked it again. Not the act of tucking it in, but rather the act of hiring someone to tuck it in every time. I'd say that's a permanent solution, right? That's kind of interesting. What counts as temporary versus permanent, and if temporary can be repeated to be considered permanent, and which aspect of it you're considering a solution determines which of it is temporary versus permanent. I like that. Fun little thoughts. I love fun little thoughts. So today, modded Minecraft Dungeons. Played Into the Gungeon. Wait, was that yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. No, that was today. Wait. That was today. Then I ate pasta. Ate chips. Worked out. Not much as of today. Did church. Online, of course. On YouTube. Made some pretty good points. Like, if you're willing to give, like what part of yourself you're willing to give to God versus how you should give all of yourself to God. That was fun. And I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I say, hey, what's going on? I've had a variety of songs in my head, like Let's Dance by David Bowie. Put on your light shoes and dance the blues. Let's I don't know it that well. Very fun song though. Finally, there's one. Okay, here's an interesting concept. So there's one thing I would like to talk about, but I don't talk about, and I don't know why really I don't talk about it. So let's see if I can tell you why I don't talk about it while also figuring it out myself, because I don't know yet, without telling you what it is. So a little challenge. So let's see. I wouldn't call it necessarily embarrassing. Perhaps it's the what really is it? I think it's a mix of whatever's in between embarrassing and it sounds like I'm just kind of exaggerating, so it sounds stupid. That's one reason, actually, I had the third earlier. I was like, I really don't tell people I'm intelligent, or I did things earlier, because people don't like that. People want you to be humble. People want you to act like everyone else. If I say I'm intelligent, you're like, ugh, you either think I'm lying or think I'm annoying. Why can't I just say that? I've written a lot about humility. I hate it. The fact that announcing you are humble in doing so makes you not humble, stupid. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. But I think it's a mix of embarrassing, and if I say it, it'll sound kind of stupid because, like, no, you're just being whatever. I don't know. Lord knows what. But I'm not sure. Let me think for a second. Perhaps it's more of a I don't know. I wouldn't call it a sensitive thing because, one sec. So yeah, it's not really like a sensitive thing because I'm not sensitive to anything. Nothing bothers me ever. The problem isn't, you could consider it an emotional, I guess it is an emotional thing. But that shouldn't stop me from talking about it, right? Dang, I can't really figure out why. Having like this mental block, I can't think for some reason. Oh, maybe because, no, I don't know. Okay, I'm just throwing things out because I don't know. It's in a way a desire of mine, and I don't really like asking for things. I never like assistance. I don't like thanking people, and I don't like doing things for people and getting a thank you. I'm not good at taking compliments. I would prefer to do my own thing and live my own world. I'm really bad at cooperation, really. So maybe it's an aspect of I don't want to tell you my desires because it seems like I'm asking, or it seems like I'm begging, or it seems like I'm being desperate, or maybe it seems. I think it's because it would seem like I'm complaining about a problem, and I don't want it to seem like that. I think that is the best guess I have so far. And obviously, there's a cat in that window. That cat is staring at me. That's funny. Cat sitting on a pedestal staring at me. But yeah, because I think it's. See, okay, I have complete self-control over myself. I think that reverts back to the, oh, no, you don't. You think you do. You're so annoying. No, I do. I'll say that. Believe me if you want. I don't care if you do. So, if I'm ever sad, I just basically stop being sad because it's stupid to have negative emotions. You don't need negativity to have positivity. I'd rather be happy than sad. So, this thing, which I wouldn't really consider a problem, more of a, let's call it a thing. Is my dad coming home? Is my dad coming home? Hold on. Okay, let me take this one to my room, actually. Because there's a little more I want to talk about. Wait, is that the guy opening his... How did he open his garage door from around the corner, like 300 feet away? Alright. Un momento, por favor, mi amigos. Hello. Alright. Alright. So. Oh yeah, chips. So, yeah. Because it is a thing that will be persistent for a while. I don't think it'll change anytime soon. It does affect me, but like it's a weird mix of like it does affect me. It's in my thoughts a lot. But I also don't know if it's concerning. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not sure. Open the window and turn off the lights. And turn on slow colors. Boom. So yeah, I don't know if it's a problem really. I wouldn't, compared to what other people would call problems, I wouldn't say it's a problem necessarily. More of a, I don't know, just a thing. I can't think of a word for it really. It is something that affects me on the daily, very frequently. Won't change anytime soon. But I have some self-control over myself to where it doesn't really, I don't think it affects me permanently. And it's not like a, maybe just because I don't like complaining about things. I don't know. Why don't I? I don't really know the reason for why I don't consider it a problem. Maybe it's because because describing it makes it to sound worse than it is. Or I don't know. I don't know if it's really bad. Or it's difficult. Like, is it, it's tough. Half the time I'm just unable to think for some reason. Goodness gracious, why am I not able to think? My thoughts are just blocked out. It's like I'm fully in the moment. All of my consciousness is going towards what I am seeing and hearing and feeling, and not towards anything else. Goodness. Wow, I don't know if that's just like a coincidence or if that's because it's trying to get into. Typically, I think it's because when I get into a topic I haven't done before and it's really confusing, my brain's like, what? Whoa, hold on, what the hell? No, like literally, when I try to think and I close my eyes, I'm only able to think about the fact that I can't think. Holy crap, okay. Okay, just force myself to think. All right, so why am I able to think about it? Is it a bad thing? Or, okay, does it negatively affect me? In the moment, I'd say it can't, it depends on what it is. It's like, it's one thing, but it leads to other things. And I'd say sometimes it does affect me into something I would call negative. Other times it doesn't. But that negativity isn't like I start crying or anything. I stop myself from doing that. But it's just like, it's more of a subtractive of positive thing rather than a negative thing. It makes me less happy, makes me stop enjoying the moment, takes away from my thought, which I guess is a negative thing, right? Taking away positive means negative. You're subtracting, regardless of what it is. Subtracting positive from positive, or subtracting positive from 0, which makes it negative. So it takes me from positive to neutral, which is a decline, which I guess is a bad thing, but it doesn't put me in a bad state. So it has a negative impact, but it doesn't put me in a negative state. It just reduces from a positive state. So not a good thing, but not necessarily what I would call a problem, you know what I mean? I'm fine with being neutral. Losing positivity isn't good, of course, but I'm fine with being neutral compared to other people who go from positive or neutral to negative, and that's what they would consider a problem, you know? I think that's the best way I can describe it, not gonna lie. Currently aligning my iPhone with the LED lights on. Gotta get the stabilization thing in the, dang it, okay, what? The stabilization thing on iPhone only appears when you're like near the center stable and it tries to align you. So we get too far out. There we go. Anyways, ADHD looking off. So, yeah. This thing is, so it's negative because I don't want to complain about something that has a negative effect but doesn't put me in a bad state. Why? I don't know. It's just weird because small things can affect me. Like little annoyances build up and I freak out. And I sometimes end up like hurting some part of my body. Not like self-harm kind of way. Just like hit my head on a wall or like clench so hard I pull something. So maybe it's because I don't like complaining about small things. No, wait, that just went against what I just said. I'm stupid. Yeah. I'm so lost. That's my rechargeable battery thing. bright as hell. And it almost never turns green. I don't know why. It takes like 5 gajillion years to charge. Kind of L. It's the Energizer one. I wouldn't recommend buying it. Hard to put in. Super bright light, takes long to charge. Doesn't have good battery life. Let me show you that. I doubt anyone watching this is looking into buying a rechargeable battery case. But that one, don't buy it. It sucks. So, back to thought. Everyone should think. Thinking is good. Thought progresses things. If I never thought, I would not have as much knowledge as I did. And I'd be left with so many questions. And like right now, I'm thinking, and now this will no longer be a question in the future because I will have thought it and I will have the answer. So, my dad's coming home, so if you hear that, that's the garage. What do I consider small? Okay, it depends on what it is. If the small annoyance is, for instance, unnecessary, that's it. If it's tech breaking, I think it's like, why is it doing this? If it's my parent annoying me, it's like, why did they have to do that? If it's an unavoidable problem with a small impact, it's like, okay, that's just going to happen. It's not really a why does this have to be that way thing. Necessity is a big part of my life. If something is negative for no reason, I hate that. So I think small annoyances, which, yeah, everything is a small annoyance, I think about it, I'm like, okay, there's a reason for that. I'm fine with it. Even if it's a moderate annoyance, I'm like, yeah, whatever, it has to be that way. Gotta get over it. So if something's unnecessary, it gets on my nerves. If something is necessary, or at least not unnecessary, and it's small, then I won't complain because I don't care. Right? There we go. I think that's the solution. I do want to think a little more. It doesn't feel correct. It seems incomplete for some reason. Like how you still don't know what I'm talking about, like what the actual subject is. I don't know. I also think there's like a different reason. Like if I think about, I'm about to tell you what's stopping. Like when I say, okay, I have been thinking about. Don't want to say it. Why? I don't know how to say it. Why don't I want to say it? I don't know. I don't know what I don't want to. I think it's because it makes it seem like I have more of a problem than I do. Like a picture of me telling you what it is, and then it seems like if I were viewing that from an outside perspective. You should do that also too. I frequently imagine things from other perspectives. It really helps. So if I imagine someone hearing about that, they're like, oh, that sounds like a problem. That sounds like you need help. It's like, no. But even if I were to clarify that it weren't a big problem, I feel like I still don't want to say it. Maybe it's just because that thought of making it seem like it's a bigger problem and not wanting to complain about small things, even though I know I can contradict those, my subconscious is still like, I don't know, I don't really want to do that. And I could tell you, I suppose. And I suppose someone might want to care. I don't know, maybe not. But it's a potential. And also, necessity, once again. Aside from satisfying your curiosity, there's not really nothing useful. I know I like spreading information and saying things and not hiding information. But there's not really a reason for me to say it, and there's a couple reasons why I wouldn't want to say it, and there's not really a reason for me to say it, aside from if you were curious or if you cared. Not that you would know if you cared or not, because you don't know what it is. So, not really a reason to say it, or just a good reason to counteract the reasons I don't want to say it. And I think after this, I'll think a little bit more, put it in the description if I found anything else potentially stopping me from saying it. But as for that, God bless. Hope you enjoyed. See you in another one. Adios.